The 2024-25 NBA season is finally here, and we just finished week 1. Today, I'm going to present to you my newest series, my weekly player spotlight. Every week, I'm going to pick 5 players who I think had the best performance throughout the week, and then give them a little bit of shine. I'll also highlight the best rookie performance of the week. The first spotlight player of the week is going to be LaMelo Ball. After spending the majority of last season dealing with significant ankle injuries, LaMelo looks ready to have a strong comeback season. He's come out the gates hot, averaging almost 32 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 7.3 assists, with almost a steal and a block a game, with very strong shooting splits. He's put a heavy emphasis on getting up threes, where he's shooting almost 42% to start the season. In his second game of the year, he set a career high in made threes with 9. He's also been dishing the ball out and rebounding at a high level. His spotlight performance of the week was their season opening game against the Houston Rockets, where he put up 34 points, 8 rebounds, 11 assists, with a block and a steal, going 10 of 20 from the field, 4 of 12 from 3, and 10 of 10 from the free throw line, while only having 2 turnovers. LaMelo led the charge in a comeback win over the Rockets with a huge fourth quarter where he had 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. He locked in defensively and made some plays, securing a win and a spot on this week's list. Cade Cunningham is the second player selected for this week's player spotlight. The Pistons have been the worst team in terms of both talent and management for the last few years. Despite the 0-3 start, the Pistons have looked like a much improved team. Cade looks like he's ready to take the All-Star leap. In 3 games, he's put up 27.3 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists, with over a block and 0.7 steals. While he's only shooting 30% from 3, he's been efficient in both the mid-range and around the rim. A big standout for me has been his defensive activity. He's guarding 1 through 3 and has routinely gotten stops on good players. He's also done a good job playing in the pick and roll, hitting the roll man, and spraying out to shooters. His standout performance was against the Cleveland Cavaliers, where he put up 34 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, going 14 of 24 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, and 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He was consistent and efficient through the first 3 quarters, but by the fourth, the lead was just too far gone and the Pistons let the bench run. Despite being winless, I think Cade deserved to be highlighted because of his vastly improved performance and making plays despite being on a poor but improving roster.
Turns and fires, fills it up. Pistons, Cade Cunningham has play with us.
The third spotlight player of the week is Trae Young of the Atlanta Hawks.
Right up and in.
Trae has been dominant in week 1, averaging a 30-point double-double with almost 5 rebounds and 2 steals. With DeJounte Murray out and Dyson Daniels inserted into the starting lineup, Trae has regained almost full control of the Atlanta offense. He's been a pick-and-roll maestro and kept the defense at bay. No matter how they defend, there's always an option to get a shot, whether that's a spray out to a shooter, hitting the roll man, or Trae taking it himself. He always seems to pick the right option every time.
Trae, nice quick pass and a flip for Daniels.
His standout performance of the week was against the Charlotte Hornets, where he was 2 boards away from a triple-double. He put up 28 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists, and 4 steals on 11 of 24 from the field and 11 of 13 from the free throw line. He was only 5 of 14 from 3, which has been a bit of a struggle for him this season. He was carving up the Charlotte defense and getting all the shots that he wanted. He struggled a lot in the first half, but in the second half, he really turned up. He had 14 points in the fourth quarter, going 4 of 5 and sealing the win.
There's the dribble. Gotta go with 2. Steps in, floater good. Long shot.
Jason Tatum is the 4th player on the By the Rim weekly player spotlight. Tatum has started the season making a very strong case as an MVP favorite. He's been hyper efficient across the board while seemingly tweaking his jump shot to a smoother and easier release. He's been a confident shooter and looks like a top 10 player that we expected him to be. He's currently averaging 33 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists with 2 stocks a game, shooting 55% from the field and 49% from 3. Just through week 1, he looks primed to take the Celtics back to the finals. His standout performance was the opening game of the season against the New York Knicks, where the Celtics tied and almost broke the NBA record for threes made in a game. He had 37 points, 4 rebounds, 11 assists, a block and a steal, going 14 of 18 from the field and 8 of 11 from 3. He was hoisting threes up like there was no tomorrow. He only missed one shot inside the arc, and despite the Knicks shooting very well across the board, the Celtics blew them out of the water. It wasn't close, and it wasn't going to be. Because of this performance, Tatum earns a spot on this week's Player Spotlight. Our first rookie spotlight performance of the season is Jonathan Mogbo, the 31st pick out of San Francisco to the Toronto Raptors. In his second game of the season, he had an all-around game and a win over the Philadelphia 76ers. He dropped 12 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, and 2 steals off the bench. He didn't shoot well, only going 3 of 8 from the field, but his activity and production is great from a second-round pick. As a highly athletic, skilled forward, he can play 3 through 5, giving you lots of flexibility in lineups.
Okay, you've outplayed him here in the first half. Now you got to close the last 3 minutes here. Little things. There you go.
And to wrap it up, this week's MVP goes to Anthony Davis of the Los Angeles Lakers. Anthony Davis has been an all-around monster on both ends of the floor. He's looked aggressive and decisive, and he's led the Lakers to a 3-0 record in Week 1. He's put up a monster 34 points a game, 11 rebounds, 3.3 assists, 2.3 blocks, and 1.7 steals on a ridiculous 57% from the field, 40% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line. AD has made a statement after statement, showing that not only is he healthy, but he's still clearly one of the 10 best players in the world and making a case once again for best defender in the world. On opening night, AD had a monster performance against the Minnesota Timberwolves. With the reigning Defensive Player of the Year as his matchup, he dropped 36 points, 16 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal. He shot 11 of 23 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, and 13 of 15 from the free throw line. He was an extremely active player all night, scoring off of a lot of actions drawn up by JJ Redick, but also playing cleanup on the offensive boards and getting hustle plays. His performance through Week 1 has earned him the MVP of our first Player Spotlight. Thanks a lot for tapping in today. It's always really appreciated, and I hope you enjoyed. And once again, welcome back to By the Rim, your newest place for unbiased basketball media. My name is Colin, and I'll see you in the next video.